Okay, so with managing any kind of user-based application, especially in telephony, we might need to deploy many users or resources at once. It might not just be one user is joining the organization. It might be we're opening a brand new branch. And so spreadsheets and bulk management, it makes our life easier. Plenty of tools have a bulk administration, but with Kurmi, we've really made it something that works very well. So if we talk about PowerShell and bulk administration through Teams, you have to have an expertise on PowerShell, and this means that your spreadsheet has to be very specific. There's not room for variation, and probably what you can expect is that the person who wrote the script or those people in the same team are the ones that have to run the script. So this means no delegation. Maybe there's a field to change. Microsoft, typically has some parameters or values that maybe the values change, and so that means our spreadsheet has to change. So with our PowerShell script, we have to be able to invoke, we get to real technical details here, invoke the opening of a CSV, parse it all, and man, that's just a lot of work. Our scripts might work perfectly, but why not make it a little simpler? So with Kurmi, the beauty of Kurmi and the provisioning tool, a tool for all our admins, different teams and skills. A lot of what we can do in Kurmi is enhanced by bulk administration. So tracking of who uploaded. We have a great feature called rollback, the oops button, templates that make bulk administration easy. I can give a spreadsheet as a global admin to my regional admin, and they can fill out that spreadsheet with headings that make sense to them. What's the first name? What's the last name? What number should they get? Or let Kurmi pick it. What permissions? What kind of capabilities? Which groups? Simple, easy spreadsheet, and then we upload it to Kurmi, and Kurmi handles it from there. So I'd love to see a demo now of how cool that can look with Kurmi and how fun it is without. So Antoine, you want to show us that?
I'll show that, and as promised here, I will start like with the without Kurmi, which is me playing with PowerShell, which is an interesting part of this demo now. So I recorded that video where I created a really simple script. Here you see here that my script is just to update a policy on one user. In fact, that's the messaging policy, and I don't want to do that on one user. I want to do that on multiple users. So my script is just here like I need some inputs to put on my script, and here I also prepared like a block note with same user, still Emily. I added a second one for this demo, but you can add as many users over there. It's just here to show you the management of more than one user at a time. When you do that, then you need to execute the script. The script itself here connect me to my tenants and execute the command, which is here granting the right messaging policy. The output of this script is giving me here like the result. I made it. So I know to use PowerShell. Great. But what does that mean? That means that I am a privileged administrator. I have access to the entire tenant, and I can execute, in fact, almost any command to change any policy on any user. Is that really secure? No, not really. And that's something here that you've seen with the delegation in the previous use case. We can really control that. And we can be sure that if I delegate the right to an admin to change a policy, it will only see the policy I want him to see. Okay, and that's what I want to show you now in this second use case. And on the second use case here with Kurmi, I will show you that I can do the same change, and I can have a live control, and I can have a live view of the result of that change. And this will be done here with one single user interface. You don't need to be a PowerShell expert. By the way, I am not a PowerShell expert. You've seen that in that previous demo. So I'm doing the same change, selecting two users, Emily and John. And in this change, I here define rights for Emily to only see the policy I want, not all policies. I want her to see the messaging policy and maybe the Teams policy. Okay, so I can do the same change, update my user, and at the bottom of the screen, you can see here that there is a live view of the change I'm doing. If I'm doing something wrong, like here, I'm starting to update manually. I can also do that like a live CSV file. You have the live check that is telling me like what you're doing right now is not correct. And if you push that value to Teams, you will have an error. Okay, so we can directly see here the green check mark and the red warning saying that don't do that, or if you execute that, you will be sure to have an error at the end. So this is one way to do here the change. I also wanted to show you another way, which is quite interesting, because maybe here you want to update more than one policy at the time. You remember in my script is executing one command, one specific command to change one policy. But maybe you need to change more than one policy, meaning that you need to execute multiple times, multiple scripts with the same users every time. Here, I can do that in just like clicks, selecting the policy I want to update, validating, maybe updating multiple policy, clicking on apply, and all of that is done here with the user interface. Ticketing, rollback, all of that is easy, and I don't have to struggle with here me trying to understand PowerShell and what is the right state and grant command I need to send to be sure that I did the right update. So all of that again could help your team, but could also help here to delegate to maybe like other team the administration of here teams management and UC collaboration.